We are back in black from the UK. Welcome to Town Hall number 220. Now in the UK, we met with customers and we presented at BIDx, the 2024 APMP UK conference.
The team consisted of AJ, Dick, John, Graham, and myself. Our meetings with clients and new associates in the UK were very positive. There is clearly a need for the type of services that we offer, and there is a talent available and eager to join SMA.
Indeed. Now we had an excellent response to our talks on the main stage at APMP UK BIDx, and the Lifecycle Game, the Program Lifecycle Game, was a hit. We couldn't accommodate everyone that wanted to play. Yeah. Everyone enjoyed, those that could play and really enjoyed playing the game, and some wanted us to take the game on the road to their companies, or also make it available for us to sell it to them.
Which we will do.
The only problem is each unit game costs quite a bit. Well, they're pretty expensive to make.
That's true. That's true. But great learning aids, right?
Indeed. Right. Now on to BIDx. It is now in its 19th year. The event really remains as Europe's largest gathering of bid, proposal, and capture professionals. And what was really remarkable was that, it was about 350, 60 people, I think, right?
Yep.
That this audience they were really focused on improving their tradecraft and learning from each other.
That's right, 100%. In fact, many companies attended, such as Kinetics, PwC, BAE, Leidos, and a whole host of others. Yeah.
And like other APMP conferences, this was an important opportunity to showcase SMA, the Program Lifecycle Company.
That's right. You did a good job with that on stage, actually.
Yeah, I think the audience is going to find out a little bit. It kind of made a little pun on words there. Yep. We gave 3 main stage talks and, of course, played our Program Lifecycle Game with attendees. Yep. Now, this was our game area setup. We, again, wowed all the attendees there with our booth space.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can see some of the photos there, yeah.
So, here I have a copy of the game.
Yep, there it is.
Which we played. And we'll hold up the board. We gotta
open it out.
Yeah, let's take it out of here, and we'll hold up the board. It's amazing just how popular this really was, because we had quite a crowd.
It's a real game.
Yeah, it's a real game.
There we go.
And we had quite a crowd.
Oh, it's upside down.
Whoops.
There we go.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a show if it wasn't upside down.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at that.
Yep, and you can see. You start and end, and it takes you through the entire program lifecycle, and demonstrates what we do for clients.
Yeah,
it's a great learning aid.
Yeah, want to watch some folks play the game?
We should. Yes,
let's do it. I think we have a video to show.
This was the final round, actually. Because we did what? We had 2 rounds of 3
rounds, and then we had the final 2
rounds. That's right.
Yeah,
yep.
So 5 rounds.
Yeah.
6 rounds.
We ended up with five rounds in the first that down selected to the final. So, and these are our finalists playing
for the cash prize.
Yeah, for the cash prize, exactly. Yeah. And what you can't see in the picture is there's a huge crowd on the other side of those red dividers that we had, right? Yep. And so. And there's a number of components to this. What you're seeing is they're actually rolling the dice and moving their game pieces as a part of this.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you saw in the video, these are right here. I'm going to show you the game piece. Thank you, Jacque. I don't know if you can see these. I'll bring them up.
Here's
the game pieces. They're little wooden silhouettes of a dog. Yes. Which dog might that be?
I think it's Buddy.
Buddy,
yes. It's kind of got that Buddy look to it.
Yeah. All right, and then you choose the game piece. Just like any other board game, you roll dice to see who goes first. Yep.
And then it's up to 5 people can play the game, and the highest number moves first.
Like an other board game.
Yep.
Then you just roll the dice, and you move your piece along the life cycle, right, along the road, right, until you hit certain milestones or stopping points on the board.
That's right. And we can show you some of the squares. You just had that up a second ago. But you've got things like
here.
Yep, you've got.
Let's pick some on the program side.
Yeah, you've got some weight, which could be things like a DCMA review, or it could be a milestone review. RFP releases.
And there's also a contract award. There's proposal submittal.
Exactly.
Places like that. Yeah.
Exactly. One thing we didn't mention are these incredible P-Win chips. that you start off with in there as well, right?
P-win chips. So you follow the instructions along the board, which follow the path to submitting a proposal with all the pitfalls or pluses that can occur during the process.
That's right.
And Jacque, how do we start the game?
Yeah, so we start off with a certain amount of money, you know, what we call buddy bucks.
Yep.
And of course P-win chips, right?
Yep.
And then you can buy, there are advantage cards, which are these guys here, and you can buy these as you land on those spaces, kind of like Monopoly when you're buying properties, right? And then the advantage cards allow you to avoid certain proposal and program pitfalls or give you competitive advantages from over other players.
And what does each advantage card do?
Well, you know, that's an amazing thing, AJ, and it's kind of really coincidental. They actually are the services that SMA provides.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine that, you know.
And players have to buy them.
And they have to buy them. Yeah, in real life, too, the players have to buy them.
You want to read an excerpt from one of the advantage cards?
Yeah, so this is, let's do early baseline, CPDW, here we go. So, you know, the problem. Have you understood your competitors and their bid strategies sufficiently to inform your pricing strategy? Can you determine your bid price to senior management? Can you defend your bid price to senior management? Do you know the customer's budget and what trade-offs between capabilities and price they are willing to make? And then there are solutions on here, oddly enough, because that was the problem statement. Hire SMA to conduct a competitive competitor assessment, price to win, and black hat or CAPTW black hat. SMA offers a deep and comprehensive look at competitors, solutioning, pricing, and other deal aspects using a customer lens to understand what it takes to win.
Yeah, and for example here, if you land on the pricing review space on the board, you can use this card, in this case, to avoid losing P-win points to your opponents.
That's right.
That was a cool feature in the game.
When you lose P-win points, you got to give one to each player that's playing.
That's right.
So it hurts.
It does. Now, 3/4 through the game, just like in real life, there's actual downstack. You submit a proposal, and about 3/4 in, there's a downstack from 5 players to 2, the final 2. Now, each of those 2 receive a contract award.
That's right.
For what we call the technology risk reduction phase of a program, based on the 2 that have the most P-win points at the time you basically are submitting the proposal, and the contracts are awarded.
That's right. Yeah. Then the extra fun begins, and actually at that event, people were really duking it out by the time we got to the down select. So 2 contestants, as AJ said, move along the board to win the final engineering and manufacturing contract as a sole winner.
Indeed, indeed. Now, winning the game is just like in real life. Each proposal is evaluated, and the highest score wins. The baselines are reviewed, right?
That's right. That's right.
And the customers decide whether or not they're good baselines or not. And TCMA comes in and does a review of your earned value system. Same thing. So it's just
there's a couple
like
of those loops that are deadly. That when if you get in there and you keep rolling ones, wow.
And there's even acceptance tests on what you're manufacturing.
That's right.
It's a full simulation. Yeah.
So let's show a few more photos, because when we play the game at conferences, players actually walked away with real money, just like in real life.
That made it super exciting.
It did, yeah. That generated a lot of buzz. Yeah. I think you can see in that picture on the right that there's quite an audience watching the final round at that point. And there's our game master Dick Easom, who's in the purple jacket there, representing one of the board pieces. And that was the thing too that was kind of fun, because we were wearing jackets the color of the board pieces, and people got a real kick out of that.
They did. All right, now it wasn't just the Program Lifecycle Game which introduced us to many people there in the UK at the conference. We were actually also the keynote speakers for 2 talks during the conference.
Yeah, so one of the highlights speeches was a presentation by Graham Robson and John Pryor on the route to your optimum winning strategy. Is it hiding in plain sight? Do you know where to find it? And it was actually a really incredible presentation.
It was. Now, that was a super long title for a great talk. The talk was actually a simulation of a CA/PTW, or what we might now call positioning to win exercise, that was conducted with the audience. And they were participating and making decisions on basically what their best value offer would be. Both Graham and John got the audience really engaged, every single one of them, by creating a competition among 3 different brands of coffee, each with different quality, features, and price.
Yep.
Let's
show a clip of the talk.
Good morning, TBO. The mid-morning after the night before. You may, when you hear John speak, you're going to realise he's American, like many of my colleagues. And in the words of Basil Fawlty, I mentioned the election once, but I think I got away with it. Moving on, John.
So perfect, John Breyer, ready to get going? All right, let's do it. You want to start? I came together.
Yeah. So about 6 months ago, a little over, John and I came together to try and take, the challenge was to take best practice from the US and best practice and good advice from the UK, put them together and see what we could celebrate from that, what we could learn from that, what challenges it gave us, what opportunities it gave us. And we realised we had pretty large overlap. But really we were trying to look at how we widen that gap and create more overlap. And what we found is there was a lot of stuff that came from the US in definition of best practice that needed a bit of translation. We've applied a bit of that translation. We're going to share some of that with you today so you can take that away. And we found that some could go back the other way, John. I think that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we kind of looked at our overlapping capabilities, originally we thought it was kind of two standalone capabilities that could complement each other. It ended up that there was a combined offering that's there that actually can flow back and forth across the pond, so to speak.
Yeah, so what you didn't get a chance to see in the video, which we are, by the way, going to post in our learning management system and probably YouTube, is that they got the audience off their feet.
Oh, yeah,
and they were
100%.
voting by moving to different parts of the room in terms of which of the three brands of coffee, right, was actually going to be the best value to the customer for them to offer.
And just a level set for that, there were 300 people in the room, and we got them
Right.
all up
So
and
they
into
got 'em up,
groups
and
in
it
front of the
was-
room.
It was a fun session.
It was.
For sure, yeah.
It was a blast.
The reaction was great. Many folks came up to John and Graham after the talk and to discuss the concepts and to thank us for helping them think differently about win strategies.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, we also held an interactive, so for our second keynote talk on stage, right? We held an interactive panel discussion with the audience for a full hour. We posed 6 questions to the audience, and each of the tables, around 20 or so tables, got together as a group in a short period of time and to try to give some commentary and answer to those questions. We really had a good, thoughtful discussion on each question, right? Now we're going to show a clip of that as well, or at least just the beginning of that.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our closing session for day 1, which is with our headline sponsors from SMA, the Program Lifecycle Company. Not twice. I'm going to explain how this session will work in just a second. There's going to be a little bit of a twist on a panel session. Before we do that, let's get the team from SMA up here. You've already met their CEO, Ajay Patel. Joining him are the SMA COO, Jacque Keats, and their VPs, John Pryor and Graham Robson. Let's hear it for the guys, ladies and gentlemen. Feels better, doesn't it? Okay. AJ, before we get into this and we start involving our wonderful audience here, just give us a little refresh on exactly why you've decided to headline sponsor this year and just set this whole session up.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. And thank you. You gave us a big gift this morning. We are SMA, the Program Lifestyle Company. And you can tell, or you can sort out for yourself, based on our jackets, what our individual lifestyles are like. To my right, to my right is Tommy Lee Jones in a very understated bottle brush red jacket. To his right is the King, Elvis, in the blue velvet. And then, well, I think maybe Dean Martinish.
Sure.
Yeah, or not Tom Jones, but Dean Martinish. Yeah. So, in all seriousness, we are SMA, the Program Lifecycle Company. I think.
Say it! What? 2 syllables?
And look, our purpose as a company for 42 years has been about delivering the power of competition. And that's not just in bidding, it's actually in helping companies in their market strategies, in the campaign phase, capture, bidding, and also program execution. We found it tremendously helpful to our clients to be able to pull that thread in both directions, both in terms of all the individual specific expertise you need to help companies win new business. It's very helpful also in the execution of that business, particularly around keeping programs sold, at least in the States. Keeping programs sold is a critical activity that most companies have to do. And then also pointing in another direction, actually, excellence in program management and engineering plays such a big role in winning new business. And so, again, just very quickly, we're incredibly thrilled to be able to support TBO and just to be a part of this community. So we're really delighted to be here.
Amazing. Thank you so much, AJ. We appreciate that.
So as you can tell, we had a lot of fun.
We did.
On there, and what you heard just kind of continued throughout.
Yeah. And we'll post this video as well.
Yeah, we will. But the 6 questions we asked, which created a lot of discussion, are: what is the most common fatal flaw that your company makes in proposals? What is the most common fatal flaw that your company makes during capture? What do you believe is the most important thing that your company must achieve or demonstrate to win proposals? When you or your firm hire capture and proposal talent, what's the single most important attribute you look for? What's the most important innovation, process, or tools you believe has helped your company win more business?
And 6
is, if your company is in the government space or wants to enter that market, will the UK procurement bill benefit your business?
Yeah, those are really lively questions, generated a lot of discussion, and we got some really great, smart answers.
We did.
Back at
we
us.
did. They made us think.
It was a good discussion with the audience.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, it was, as you can tell, a very successful trip. Not only did we have a lot of success at the conference, but also we met with a lot of clients during this trip. Yeah.
We did. And Graham will discuss our UK opportunities next week in the town hall.
Yeah. So it was a great time. It was lots of work.
Yeah, lots of work, lots of meetings.
Lots of meetings, lots of dinners. See, we watched last week's town hall.
We did.
And learned about the persuasion techniques of Cicero.
And just like Walt Disney, we do strive to tell a story about our company, our business, and our industry each and every day. Next week's town hall will feature our project opportunities, everyone's favorite topic.
Until next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.